What if you could compress an intention into a tiny being that runs in the background, filtering your attention, nudging your habits, and bringing you timely coincidences while you get on with your day? In Chaos Magick, that compressed intention is called a servitor. Today, what it is, how it works, and why magicians use them. A servitor is a psychological complex deliberately created by the magician for a specific purpose to operate autonomously from the magician's consciousness. Think: a purpose-built subroutine, more independent than a sigil, less vast than a group spirit. Chaos magicians describe a continuum, sigil to servitor to egregore to godform. A sigil is a one-shot instruction. A servitor is semi-autonomous and persistent. An egregore is a group mind, fed by many people. A godform is a culture-scale pattern you can collaborate with. The roots trace back to Austin Osman Spare's sentient symbols, sigils incubated into living complexes, and many occultists compare servitors with Tibetan tulpas, thought forms that behave as if they're independent. Peter J. Carroll notes similar beings across traditions, elementals, familiars, spirits, and so on, pointing to a perennial human technique with different names. There are at least 3 models to describe how servitors work. Psychological model. A servitor is a bounded habit cluster lodged in your nervous system. It primes your reticular activating system to notice target-relevant patterns, reinforces chosen behaviors, and packages emotions as fuel. Result: better signal-to-noise around your goal. Cybernetic model. It's a feedback loop. You define inputs, triggers, outputs, actions, signals, constraints, what it may not do, and a power source: attention, emotion, ritual. Over time, it adapts via reinforcement. Successes get fed, failures get pruned. Spirit interface model. You treat it as a small spirit. Giving it a name, form, and sigil provides a stable address in your imagination, so you can contact, task, and, when its job is done, decommission it. What can a servitor actually do, though? Acts as an attentional filter. It surfaces opportunities you'd otherwise miss. Becomes a habit installer. It automates tiny, repeatable moves, reminding you to research for 20 minutes, for example. A boundary sentinel. The servitor flags situations or people that match red flag patterns. Becomes your scouter muse. It feeds hunches, motifs, and unexpected links into your creative flow. Lastly, it acts as state switcher. The servitor anchors and recalls a desired emotional or mental state. Create a calm focus or performance rhythm, for example. Servitors run on meaning plus emotion. They eat attention, symbolic offerings, or the results they're allowed to harvest, e.g., you feed when I do my reps. Give them: 1. A clear charter, scope, success criteria. 2. Constraints: never harm, never violate consent, never drain me. And lastly, a home, a sigil, talisman, or visualization where you park it. Phil Hine also highlights using the technique to quarantine and banish unhelpful complexes. Externalize a habit as a servitor so you can observe and retire it deliberately. Why does it feel so other or external to us? Because you package motivation plus imagery plus rules and then stop consciously managing it. It can return results at odd angles, dreams, synchronicities, urges at just right moments. So it behaves like an external ally even though its roots are in your psyche. There are some risks to servitors, though. Runaway loops. If you overfeed anxiety or vengeance, you amplify what you don't want. Scope creep. Vague charters lead to messy outcomes. Psychic drain. Constant attention tax equals fatigue. Best practices? Write a sunset clause, set strict constraints, log interactions, and formally dissolve it when done. Thank, reabsorb, or disperse. Hine and others warn that complexes tied to deep shadow material can act against your interests if you don't keep clarity and boundaries. What a servitor is not. It's not a free pass to override consent, not a substitute for therapy, and not a vending machine for outcomes you won't embody. It's a tool for aligning perception, behavior, and meaning with a chosen aim. Why magicians use them? Because they turn intention into infrastructure. A servitor keeps working when willpower dips, translating "I want X" into dozens of tiny, well-timed nudges, exactly where closed systems and stale habits usually win. We talk a lot here about turning ego from jailer into fuel. Servitors are one way to do that. You carve a small, purposeful shape out of the ego mass, teach it the flow you want, and let it carry some of the load while you stay creative and present. Treat them like background apps with souls. Define, constrain, feed wisely, review often, and uninstall cleanly. Then your magic becomes less about straining and more about orchestrating. Let it carry some of the load while you stay creative and present,